Mike, some more news for you here. We mentioned the Windhorst report that he said that Pistons still in the mix for Conley, could make another offer before the deadline. Well, there's more to that now. Windhorst has now said that Mike Conley's agent has made it known Conley does not want to play for the Utah Jazz, and that if he's going to be traded, he would prefer to go to the Eastern Conference. I swear everything is just starting to point towards the Pistons, which is so scary.
So why would they trade Bullock and Stanley? If you were going to acquire Conley, you would keep your best unit together. Trading your second best offensive player makes no sense to then double back and trade for a $34 million point guard. Well, it just doesn't add up to me. And honestly, I had hope and I had a conversation. I kind of was like, geez, maybe they got Goris off the ledge. Maybe we're going to do this thing right. Why? Why? It doesn't make sense. You're on a road to nowhere. So you traded Bullock and you traded Stanley. Those are your two best wings. But then you turn around and have an upgrade at point guard. What? Go ahead, you explain it. Don't sit there and nod.
Unless somehow, some of the assets from that trade are being thrown in here.
Who?
I don't know.
Who?
One of the picks?
A second-round pick is 60th overall? Svi Mykhailiuk and $1.8 million? Thon Maker? You think that's the difference maker? That's the impetus to blow up your starting five?
It does. I can't explain it. I can't. It doesn't really seem to add up or make any sense that they're still involved with this. I don't know. Think about it. How would Gores want to do this? Is he saying, okay, well, if you're going to get rid of Reggie Bullock, who's the best shooter on the team, basically, you got to go get somebody else? I don't know. It's hard to try to rationalize what they're doing here.
The only way I would accept a Mike Conley deal would be very, very simple. No first-round pick, no Luke Kennard. You do a deal that doesn't feature either of those things, whatever. They can do whatever the hell they want, but it still doesn't make sense. Why would you have made the two deals you just made? Conley's an all-in move to make the playoffs. Why would you do it? Don't put me in a position to try to explain what I can't explain. I have no good reason to do what they did.
I really thought the Conley rumors were starting to fade away. And then this just, the past hour, it's like they're picking back up again. It's like the Pistons are still in. They're going to counteroffer. They're going to make another push at getting Conley. It's scary.
I'd ask the people what they think, but they don't care. May as well be doing radio in Topeka.
Well, we got the audio now that was just said, so let's play that real quick.
Go ahead.
So Utah was making some progress in acquiring him, and I think that would have been a tremendous deal for Utah. Mike Conley's agent has made it known that Mike Conley does not want to play in Utah.
How come?
I think the message he wants is that if he's going to be traded, he'd prefer to go to the Eastern Conference. And so now...
That's so interesting.
So now now Memphis is working on deals with Detroit and Toronto. And let me just say, Toronto would be Kyle Lowry, and Lowry has a possibility that he could end up in Salt Lake City. Now, there's a lot of moving around here. Kyle Lowry, 5-time All-Star for the Raptors. He is definitely concerned about being traded by tomorrow. But, Mike, this is just the player era of power. Anthony Davis says, I don't want to play somewhere. Mike Conley can say, I don't really want to play in Utah.
You know what? I'm at a point here. I don't care anymore. Conley doesn't want to play in Utah. Well, good. Don't collect your paycheck. Who the hell's Mike Conley? Hey, let's go to that all-star hotline. Oh, that's right. You never made one. If Anthony Davis wants to tell me where he's going to go play, cool. Oh, Mike Conley would prefer to not go to Utah. You know what? I prefer not to come to work today. But I'm here. Mike Conley's got $60-some-odd million due to him over the next couple of years. Utah is one of the top 5 teams in the West. You don't want to go play there? Fine. Go rot on Beale Street. Honestly, this is the part of the league I'm getting a little tired of. I'm fine with players having power and controlling their careers if you earn it. Kevin Durant, LeBron, AD, Even guys like Butler. For God's sakes, I got guys who've never made an all-star team telling me where they want to play. I got Lonzo Ball, who can't hit a free throw or a jump shot, telling me where he wants to play. This is where I've had enough.
See, but this is where the debate should begin then, because Conley's been in the league for 11 years. So who are we to say who has the right?
If you've never made an all-star team, you don't have a right.
But he's been in the league for 11 years. So shouldn't he have some kind of say-so in where he wants to go?
No.
I mean, in my mind, he does. I don't think it matters who you are as a player, where you've been, what you've done.
Whatever happened to
players have power.
Whatever happened to playing for a winner? You ever think about that?
Oh, I understand that.
Why wouldn't Mike Conley, who's trapped on Beale Street, why wouldn't he want to go play for Utah? He's got a great core, great group of guys, great coach in Quinn Snyder, great front office, winning culture. No, he'd rather come to Detroit? Well, that tells me you don't care about winning.
He'd rather come to the Eastern Conference, not necessarily Detroit, but he's probably going to end up in Detroit. But he has the power and the right to do so. I don't think we can sit here and say that AD can do it, but Conley can't.
Sure, I can.
Ball can't.
AD's a generational player. He can do what he wants.
So is that's the line then?
Yes.
I don't know.
My line is if you've never made an all-star team, fall in line.
I don't agree with that.
Well, too bad.
I don't agree with that. Players have the right. Every player has the right.
And you know what I have a right to do? Hang up the phone.
Mark Stein has some more on this, too. He said,
good. Breathless reporting on what mood Mike Conley's in.
He said, I've heard the same as Windhorst. There's reluctance on Conley's part to go to Utah. That said, this is not the first time that the Jazz have heard that. Conley's owed $66 million over the next 2 seasons. If Utah and Memphis came to terms, Conley would have to go.
Yeah, this is my point. This is silly season. Oh, he doesn't want to go. Well, bro, you got 66 million reasons to get your narrow ass to Salt Lake. I don't want to hear it. Stop it. I mean, my God. You got to draw the line somewhere. I'm sorry, David. We have a firm disagreement on this. Damn Mike Conley. You can be a good ball player, but that doesn't mean I have to listen to where you want to go and what your feelings are. You're owed $66 million. It'd be different if they were trading him to Sacramento, okay? Different if they were trading him to Phoenix. Hey, man, come on. I don't want to go play for a loser. I've been a loyal foot soldier here in Memphis. I've done everything you've asked me to do. Yeah, I'm trading you to Utah, one of the 10 best teams in the league. Oh, geez, what a disgrace. How could you do this to me? Get lost. Now I hope he ends up in Utah. You imagine, what kind of bird brain do you got to be to want to come to Detroit instead of Salt Lake? I mean, what are you going to win here? The team not even above 500. Oh, I forgot. What's he, lifelong friends with Langston Galloway? I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
See, this goes back to Sully's boy, though. This is LeBron's fault. There's enough. I love the players having power, but when everything becomes public, like what LeBron has done and AD has done, that's the problem.
Well, LeBron.
Do everything in secret.
LeBron's an embarrassment.
Be behind the scenes with your agent, talking to the team and requesting where you want to go. The minute everything becomes public and Windhorst goes on TV and says your agent says you don't want to go to Utah, that's the bigger problem. Every player should be able to do that.
No.
But it should not be on my television screen telling me that you're doing it.
If you haven't made an all-star team, I don't want to hear from you. I just don't. Like, you gotta attain a certain level of success in this league for me to care about you. I'm not trying to hear Mike Conley. Now, if Memphis tried to trade him to a rat situation, hey, you know what? That's disrespectful. This guy's done a lot for this organization, etc. I might listen to that argument. He's got 66 million reasons to show up. I'm with you, David. It shouldn't be on his TV because it shouldn't be said at all. If I'm Mike Conley and I'm over the age of 30, you know what I'm concerned about the rest of my career? Winning. Winning. And if I'm getting traded to Utah, I'm going to win. You may not win it all. That's fine. And if Toronto's an option, sure, I'll go to Toronto over Utah. But you got to sell me on how does that play out? Kyle Lowry? Why would the Grizzlies want that? What's Lowry got left on his deal? which isn't something many people want to touch. Plus, he's a playoff choke artist. Go ahead. What's Kyle Lowry's deal? I can't even believe I'm doing this, but you know what? I don't care. It's interesting, and nobody gives a damn about the Pistons. So here you go. A good
Let's
response.
see. This year, $31 million. Next year, $33 million. 2020 UFA.
All right. So what? Memphis is going to take on a guy who makes the same amount of money? What sense does that make unless Toronto put a huge sweetener in there? It just doesn't add up to me. 248-539-9797. David brought up LeBron. We'll bring up LeBron. I've got some thoughts on that from last night. A complete embarrassment in Indianapolis. 97-1.